morning, Julia Jordan, your favorite real estate agent. I'm just coming back from a bad cold. I was really sick last week, and now I'm coming back and touching base with all my peeps and checking in on you guys. And I got a good bunch of referrals over the week because, you know, once you have your little hamster wheel spinning, leads come in and people need help. And I help definitely my buyers and my sellers that I have right now from my home office. What I wanted to talk to you about today is sometimes we see people that need help and they are not quite ready to get helped. And while I'm a pretty fast person, I push through whatever obstacle comes my way. But of course, I do need my clients' agreement and I work for them. So in the end, I can only help them as much as they allow me to help them. And I wanted to talk about that because this morning I made my coffee and I was thinking about a certain couple and then my church, and they're just super adorable people. And I think people have different ways how to handle stress, and some people start to avoid. They just start avoiding a certain topic, and they just continue with their life. And for some people, or for most people, let me say, hey Tamika, thanks for watching. For most people, when they buy a house and they're first-time home buyer and they're a little bit intimidated about the process, the two obstacles usually, of course, are down payment and closing costs, so finances, and the other obstacle is credit score. And with both, we can help. In this market right now, actually, for the buyer, the advantage is that you do not have to go 50K over asking. And how I always say, give your firstborn son. You don't have to do that right now. Right now, we are offering at asking price. And of course, I will run you the numbers. Some properties are underpriced, overpriced, so we still need to look at it. But in general speaking, we are offering asking price or sometimes even slightly under, and my clients are getting the house, okay? We do not need to bring as much cash as we needed in this very competitive market of the last 2 years. So for buyers, regarding cash to the closing table, the market is excellent right now. The second thing is what buyers struggle with on their personal end, besides the market, is of course their credit score. I work with lenders together. Of course, they try to earn your business, but all the homework till then, they work for you for no charge. Same for me. When I am your agent and you're on the buyer side, you don't pay me. And I do not get paid until we are successful. So we are actually both sitting in the same boat. We want to get you guys successful. We want to get you a competitive rate so that you are able to be a homeowner. I personally, besides, of course, I make a living by getting commission. So in the end, I am interested that you are closing, but my bills are paid and my life will continue if you buy or not. So, I hope I always come from contribution. I hope I always come from trying to see what is the best solution for you guys, how to help you best, present you all the scenarios. But between you and me, usually the best opinion is not staying a tenant, because someone else is holding a mortgage usually on that property that you're renting, if it is an apartment complex or a single family home, and they pay their expenses by you paying them rent. If they would not cash flow, they would not be your landlord. So there is meat on the bone, and I wish that the meat on the bone that you are right now spending for your landlord, you basically pay off his mortgage, or my tenants pay off my mortgage, and you know I have a good bunch of properties. You should not be doing that. You should start paying off into your own pocket. So how do we get there? And this morning I was thinking, you know, how social media, so we are stalking people without really planning on stalking them. It just on our Facebook or whatever, we just see, oh, you went to a very fancy restaurant. Oh, you got Lucchese boots. Good for you. Those are $3,000 boots. That could be a down payment. Oh, you got a new car. Congratulations. But all those little gratifications, and while sometimes we need a new car, I totally get that. I needed a Beamer. Oops, my laptop is smearing off here. So no joke. Sometimes we need to spend money, and sometimes there are emergencies and we can't help it, and we can simply not purchase a property. I totally get it. But if if I watch sometimes people go this merry-go-round year after year after year, I wish they would just have been disciplined for a year, or honestly, most people 6 months. Be disciplined with your money. Don't buy the boots, don't go to the expensive theater, don't go to the expensive restaurant. Be disciplined and hold your money back for a bigger purpose, for buying your first home. Get your tax return. Maybe right now people get their tax returns, they get some cash with that. Hold it back, put it in your savings. Be disciplined for 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, something short like that. Then you buy your house and you lock in your rate, and we talk about that in a second. We lock in your rate and we lock in the purchase price, what is in this market even more expensive, because that purchase price is safe forever. The people that went over asking the last 2 years, they probably bought a house over the comps right now. The comps are falling or stagnating a little bit, so they overpaid a little bit. It is good because they got a low interest rate, so their monthly payment is still spectacular. And your monthly payment is still spectacular because you buy the house at a lower price. Okay, and you are actually competitive with FHA and VA loans, that you don't have to bring so much cash to the table, because we can right now help those people that are on the skinny side regarding cash. Okay, we could not help. I had yesterday a new client, and they're super adorable people, and they want to use FHA. And she's like, how's the market for FHA buyers? I'm like, well, I'm so thankful to be able to help you right now, because last year I would have hung up the phone on you. And she laughed and I laughed. Of course, I would not have hung up the phone on them, but I could basically almost not help them. The market was that competitive, and the market will be competitive again, because we are facing an election year that basically starts about a year before election. We already feel the pre-contractions. I personally already hear in the bushwork, interest rates will go down probably. There is no crystal ball to tell you the future, but probably by the end of summer or in fall, mark my words, we will see lower interest rates. The good thing is interest rates will fall. The bad thing is you will have more competition. So if you are a buyer that is on the skinny side with cash, you have 10K, 15K, I can definitely help you, but I can help you in this market. I might not be able to help you in fall, winter, when our economy peaks up and we have more competition, and all the people that are holding back right now, they're back in the race because now they're getting what they want regarding interest rate. But when there is more demand, prices come up, you have a multiple offer situation, and a lot of homeowners, they're not willing to sell, so we're a little bit low on inventory right now, and we might stay like that because everybody who locked in a low rate, 2.7% interest rate, 3.5% interest rate the last 1 or 2 years, those people are very unmotivated to sell their house. We will still have divorce, people move in, people move out, people move to California, I don't know where they would, but people move out of state, they get moved for their job. So those sellers we will always have. Divorce, people have more kids, people need to downsize, all those reasons. So if you are on the skinny side with your savings, let's have a conversation now. And over my coffee this morning, I thought, how is it that we cannot help everybody? We see the situation, and this couple is just adorable. I would love to help them. They go to my church. I love these people. How is it that we cannot help them? And I think, like in most issues in our life, the problem is fear. And fear leads to we're not even getting our information. Right now we struggle to set an appointment, to simply have the talk, look at the good, the bad, the ugly, put a spotlight on, yes, your credit score is low, yes, your savings is low, and this is how we can help you. Let me connect you with the right lenders. They try to earn your business. That's where I tried to get earlier. They try to earn your business. They help you fix your credit score for no charge. You can go with them later. You can go with a different lender. You can work with me. You can have the conversation with me. If you don't like me for whatever reason, you can go with someone else later. I hope that will not happen. But we don't handcuff you. You're free to go. And hopefully you like our service, and hopefully you like how we handle your financial wealth planning for the future, so that we get to work together and that we get to help you. But I think fear is the reason why people don't even get their information, and I think it is so important. Okay, so that was some information from me, thinking just about how people missed the boat the last 2 years, and I don't want you to miss the boat again. And right now you say interest rate is high, that's why I cannot buy. And in 6 months you will say competition is so high, that's why I cannot buy. I'm simply pressed out of the market. And in case interest rate goes up again in 2 years, you will switch again to answer number 1 and say interest rate is too high. And you will stay a tenant for 10 years, 20 years. And my own mother is a tenant for her whole life. My own sister is a tenant for her whole life. Rent goes up every year. Every year you say it's even harder to buy, it's even harder to buy, it's even harder to buy. And how I am watching it over the last 10, 20, I'm turning 45 literally. How did that happen on me? But I'm turning 45. I bought my first property with 21. My own family told me, how can you be so crazy, buy a house? You don't know where your life will go. And I'm like, buying a property is always the right decision. Also, it switches your mindset from instant gratification to long-term goals. And then you wash, rinse, repeat. I call it financial hygiene. If you would buy a house every year, move every year, and have the tenant pay off your mortgage, after 10 years, you would literally have 10 real estate properties where the tenant pays off your mortgage. At one point you will start paying no rent for your own place. Basically, those cash flows of all those homes will pay for your very own mortgage, while the tenant pays down your mortgage, while you pay down your very own mortgage. And you see every $100 that you save and you put towards real estate, or you put towards your own equity, it will help you in the long run. You get more financial understanding, and you will start getting more reward out of those expenses, down payments, paying towards your equity. Then you get a reward out of the pretty car, out of the pretty boots, out of having a night drinking with your friends, out of a night, I don't know. There are so many things there are so many things I love to do. I love fancy restaurant. I love a good car. I love a beautiful home. I love all the nice things. But I held back with that for basically 2 decades of my life. I always lived good. I ate well. I did a lot of things that I wanted to do. But saving and building up a real estate portfolio and building up long-term wealth was always my priority. And when I hit hard times, and I've been divorced, and I moved out of country, I changed continents, I gave up a business, I started a new business. So there are times in life where we have to pull the belt a little bit tighter, and I put my girls and myself on a ramen noodle budget, and I explained them, we are not doing XYZ because mommy has bigger goals. You guys want to go to university one day, you guys want to go to college one day. This is why we're holding back, so we can comfortably do whatever we want to do in the future. Okay? And there's a way how to set you up. And while I'm a very strong person, I try to always have your guys' best interest at heart. And that is that is the motor for everything. So I would love to have a conversation with you, share your situation with me. The more honest you are with me, the more open you are, the better I can help you. And we all struggle, and not everybody excuse me, not everybody starts on a high budget, and that is totally fine. Yesterday, those buyers that called in, they said, oh, probably you just work with the rich people, and we are just buying for $450,000, something like that. And I'm like, well, honestly, our bread and butter business in Spring, Woodlands, Conroe, Cypress area, wider northern Houston area, our bread and butter business is, I would say, $350 to $550. That's the majority of our business. If you're in that bracket, you are completely normal, nothing to think low of yourself. But I tell you what, first-time home buyers with a budget of $220, or that person that sells a house with, and I had that, a widow with a leaky roof and foundation messed up, and the house was ugly, and she had pets, and there was no carpet anymore. She lived on the slab, and I helped her creating a bidding war on her house. And I think we just got her, what did we get her? We just got her over $100,000 because the house was so ran down. And I personally got so much satisfaction out of it. And I put those houses on the MLS where other agents don't put it out because it doesn't look good on our portfolio. It runs our numbers down a little bit. But that is the marketplace where I can create you a multiple offer situation, where I can create you the best value for whatever you're selling. I love to sell your luxury home. I love to sell your fixer-upper. I love to help you buy at a very skinny starter home budget, because I know how important it is for future wealth. And then I talk to people, their only problem is to pay less taxes. That's my problem. You don't want to pay taxes. So what do? You buy a fixer-upper, you blow a little bit of cash at it, you rent it out to a tenant, you can depreciate it every year. So that is one of the very few legal tax strategies, how to get your taxes down while staying on the legal side of life, what Uncle Sam is allowing us to do. We should all be maxing out. So no matter how much you make, that you hopefully do not pay taxes, okay? So I love helping everybody. I remember how it was to get a foot in the door and to in Germany we say turn around every penny twice, comparing prices in the supermarket and all of that. And I still do that. Once it becomes a habit, you never change that. But I love helping the whole spectrum, from first-time home buyer to the very wealthy. And I just have a buyer right now, and they have a pre-approval letter for 1.5 million. I mean, that's nice to go shopping for 1.5 million, but don't ever feel like I put less love or passion into it when you're on a skinny budget. That's totally fine. And that's where I started. And I bought many houses in the $100,000 price range. Some I made pretty. Most of them I made pretty. That's just what I do. And then I turn around later and sell them for sweat equity, or I keep them forever, or whatever comes to my mind, and whatever is the smartest for the current situation. Okie dokie. So that was my market update. Don't be afraid, okay? Have a conversation with those people that do whatever you want to do, whatever you dream about. Get into action. Have that phone call. Don't be afraid. We don't bite, okay? We do this all day, every day. My biggest job is to keep you comfortable while we are walking you through maybe a storm. Maybe there was this meme, we're asking our clients to jump off a cliff and trust us that the parachute will open, yeah? And there is a whole lot of truth. While we do this every day, you don't. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves, like we're talking about a whole lot of business, and this is their future. This is where this family will live the next 4, 5, 10 years, something like that. In average, people sell their house every 6 years. But this is where they will live. This roof needs to last them, because this is the last cash we are spending. They don't have any more cash for a while. So that's why I like that I am a buyer and a seller constantly with my own real estate investment properties. And I'm going also through the motions of inspection report is coming back and someone is complaining about your house, or someone does not want to give you the discount to buy down your rate. How does that feel? So I am in the boat with you. I am more experienced. So what is very scary for you is not scary for me. And I just would love to get you up to speed, hold your hand, get you prepared. If you want to buy in 6 months, 12 months, let's talk now, because sometimes there are boulders that we need to move out of the way. And what are your question marks? That is my job. Like, you don't know medical debt, you don't know you were in collections with a certain account, does that influence? We have the answers for that, okay? And if you are not ready to buy right now, 95% I would say of the buyers that are not ready to buy right now, they are ready in 6 months or 12 months. There is a strategy to everything. There's a game plan. So let's talk strategy. Let me look at your situation and let me advise you what I would do if I would be in your situation, okay? And I have been in those shoes. So if you have any questions, of course, I'm here for you, 832-444-4923. One quick call, 10 minutes usually are enough to answer the majority of questions. And then we see how we can help you best. And thank you for your time watching. I hope you make the best out of this grumpy weather today. And I will go out. I have a team meeting later and have a client and have some buyers ready to go, need to send them some properties. I will go back to my computer, and I hope to hear from you soon. And I would be so honored to help you or to help your friends and family. Send them all my way. I would love to take best care of them. Okay? You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.